Okay, all right. Hey everyone, welcome back to tonight's stream. We're going to be doing a sound design speedrun, building 3 totally different sounds from scratch in Reaktor in 30 minutes. So I'm going to make a bass, I'm going to make a pluck, and I'm going to make a pad. No presets, no samples, just Reaktor modules. And if you're watching the replay, feel free to skip ahead to the patch that you want to build. But trust me, you want to see all 3. So let's hang in there, and get this together. So you'll want to stick around to the end. So I'm gonna open up a blank ensemble or a blank page. We can start building our patch out, and we're gonna add our basic components. So right now I have a note in an oscillator. I'm gonna bring in 2 more or 1 more. I'm gonna build the first thing. This is gonna be our bass sound. So we're gonna quickly dial in a saw sound from scratch, dial in a saw, and then we're going to use a low pass filter on it to quickly dial in a bass sound. So this is going to be our bass. So that's that. I'm going to rename this just so I know which one is which, so I can build them all in one unit. So let's call this bass. As you can see, I've named this one, note in for the bass, and then we're going to keep going. So now bass lives in our low end frequencies, so we want to tame the highs and use an envelope to carve out and make the note punch. So we're going to bring in an envelope to carve out those frequencies, and let's just hear what it sounds like. That's our basic sound right now. We have that sound. I'm gonna bring in an envelope, and we're gonna use the envelope to adjust our sound. So it's gonna look something like that. Okay. So let me add a little subtle saturation. Bring in some saturation from here. There we go. And there we go. There we go. We got some subtle saturation dialed in. Okay. So we're going to use lower notes. And there's our bass. So I'm going to go ahead and save our patch. Okay. So this is the name for the patch. I'm going to start another instance of Reaktor, of our sound design tool, and we're going to open it back up. We're going to use the base of this. We're going to start our pluck sound. So for this sound, I'm going to choose a square wave like that. We've got a square wave. We're going to put this back to 0, and I'm going to give it a little quick space delay to the end of the sound to make sure that it has more texture. So we're going to bring in some delay on the end of this sound. I'm going to remove this distortion. We're going to test the sound. Make sure to change your record. And now we're working with a pluck sound. So I'm going to adjust this for less sustain. Okay, so gonna put that delay back on top, just so we can see what it looks, see what it sounds like with some delay. Okay, so let's do some filter cutoff. I'm going to choose another envelope here, and we're going to do some filter cutoff. Okay, I'm not liking that sound, so I'm going to actually go revert back to what we had. Okay, so next we're going to build out our pad sound. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Okay, and next we're going to build out a pad. Just renaming our sounds. That's our pluck. Going to duplicate. And we can rename that for our pad. And now we're going to enable record that pad sound. Going to go dive back in. And we're going to make a pad. So we're going to add another layer on our oscillator. Added a second layer onto the oscillator. That's oscillator 1. That's oscillator 2. We're going to blend these two together. We'll mix them. So that's 1 and 2. And we can send both of those out to our amplifier. So now we have two oscillators. The reason why you double your oscillators, let's go back to send that through the filter. And this is going to go through that. Yeah, okay. So the reason why we do two layers, let's just check it's working. Okay, we're going to modify this sound because right now it's on a pluck. So we want it to sound like a pad. Okay. I'm going to quickly save this as a pad. And then I'm going to go back and go back to our plug sound. Make sure I rename that. So down the line when we're looking for it, we don't get confused as to which sound is which. So I got that saved. So we're going to go down. You can change the color slightly of these three. You don't need that. And we're going to go back in. And we're going to design now a pad. So we want something with a saw and triangle. So we're going to choose a saw wave for oscillator 1. Just going to reorganize our panel. So we're going to choose a triangle, saw wave for oscillator 1. It looks like that. Or not, that's triangle. So we want saw. And for oscillator 2, we'll choose maybe a triangle wave like that. So now we're going to slightly detune the second one a little bit. And then we're going to turn up we're going to take off the delay. Because we're modifying sounds that we've created previously just to speed up our workflow. We're going to listen to that sound. We don't want that pluck on it, so I'm going to go to my envelope. I'm just going to reset some things to default positions. I want a slight onset on the attack. A little chorus or reverb will make this complete. I think a reverb sound would be best with this. Bring some reverb to our sound, just giving it some space and depth. I want a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring in, I think I want to add a little movement on this one. Just so our pad is a little bit more, just has some more movement. So I want to modulate the second oscillator. I'm gonna use an LFO to do that. Help us modulate the waveform. Just slightly. Okay, excuse me. We're going to okay, so we got our pad. Let me just enhance it. So now we can visualize a waveform. I like that one. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. This is our pad sound. So we can go ahead and just hit save. Then I'm going to speed up the attack just slightly. There we go. So now we can play a short sequence with all three of these layers. Our bass, our pad, and our pluck. So let's do it. So we grab our bass. We can create a little section here. Maybe 4 bars. 4 to 8 bars. We turn on our metronome. We're going to pick our BPM. Maybe 140. 139. Then we can do a count in or no count in. For this one, I'll do no count in. And I'll do, let me just check. Okay, so let's continue. I'm going to build out our first section. So we can either draw in our MIDI or play in our notes. Let's go to our bass sound. Maybe actually drawing out a pad might help us come with a little more inspiration. And we can actually fine tune that sound just a little bit more. Gonna get our metronome on. Okay, we got a little melody, little pad. We can just start building on top of that. Build our bass sound. Figure out what key we're in. So you can see we're in key. So we're gonna check. This says D major. So we can change that, or we can come up with something else. But I think I'm gonna change it a little bit. Yeah, too low. Okay, C minor. I think I like that better. Yeah, then we can design a bass part. Just gonna choose a graph setting here. My keyboard. Okay. Oh. let's see if we can rearrange this little clip. Okay, let's add in the pluck. For some reason my keyboard stopped working. We're gonna go back into our pluck and remove the delay. We can go ahead and save that. So we're going to continue with this. I'm going to add in a little bit of a drum section. Or this is just a loop to demonstrate that what you can do with your sounds once you're done with them. No, it's not the time. so we can enhance our pad. Let's see what this does. Just going to group them together. Okay, and finally, you can see pretty much our loops have come together, and we've taken our bass, we've taken our pluck, we've taken our pad, we've built out from scratch with the Reaktor. We've built out this sound. So feel free to gather the ensemble files. Links will be dropped in the description after the stream, and be sure to hit the like and give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And I will see you on the next sound design session. Peace out and keep sound designing. Just make sure my volume is okay. So I'll see you in the next sound design session. Keep sound designing, and peace out.